New tonight at 6. Right now, there are more questions than answers about the future of education funding.
And this comes on the heels of President-elect Donald Trump saying he may dismantle the U.S. Department of Education. Today, Channel 3's chief political reporter, Susan Raff, spoke with educators and Governor Lamont about what this could mean. Susan.
Aaron, it seems that the biggest problem here may be all of this uncertainty. No one really knows what can happen. Now, Connecticut relies on federal funding for more than 500,000 students.
If all of those monies disappeared, what would that look like?
The president of the Connecticut Education Association is raising a red flag. Kate Diaz says President-elect Trump's campaign promise to dismantle the U.S. Department of Education could be devastating.
It's part of the deal for us to take seriously the things that he's laid out and consider what would the impact of, something like closing the Department of Education.
The main concern is funding. More than $13 billion is spent on K through 12 public education in Connecticut each year. A majority of that money comes from state and local sources. Federal funds make up more than $1 billion. While Trump has not outlined any specifics, Connecticut educators are worried about funding for Title I, a federal program that provides financial support to help students from low-income families. The free application for federal student aid, known as FAFSA, is also federally funded. Educators also had a close connection with Miguel Cardona, a Connecticut native appointed by President Biden to be U.S. Secretary of Education. All of that is up in the air.
General concerns about what is it going to look like? How is it going to change education in Connecticut?
When Governor Lamont was asked about his concerns,
you're not going to end the Department of Education. You can push it back into Health and Human Services the way it was in the 70s. You just sort of rearrange the deck chairs. I like the Department of Education, and I have a pretty good idea who the next secretary is going to be, but I can't tell you.
Late this afternoon, CNN was reporting that Linda McMahon was expected to be named Education Secretary. Now, if you remember, McMahon was in the first Trump administration overseeing small businesses. She also ran for Senate here in Connecticut. Governor Lamont doesn't seem to be too worried, but we still don't know many details. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Susan, thank you. Eyewitness